Back again, back up in the space, back up in the place. Country Rap Report, yours truly, Vic Excel. And to the right or left of me, because I never know what the hell side it is my guy. Introduce yourself with your bland introduction.
No, we're going to use my country rap name. They call me Spank over here, so we'll just run with Spank. So I'll just be Spank.
What?
I know. I don't even. Me and you go way, way back, and that's a name you never heard. Well, that's the name that they've given me on this side, so fuck it. Let's run with that.
That sounds like you jack off.
It's a spanker, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I'll be that. I'll be that.
God damn it. I'm going to call you Fletcher.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
You can call you Spank. I'm going to call you.
I never call me Spank. That's what they call me. I don't use any nicknames. I go by my government name. But, you know, since we talking about this context of country rap stuff, and that's what they know me as in this genre, if they circling names, they probably say, hey, that's Spank. So let's just keep it Spank.
Do you remember who gave you that name?
Yeah. A friend of mine works for the Blueprint Group. He gave me that name because he said that he's never met any black man named Fletcher, so he gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Spank.
Not Fletch.
Oh, fuck it. Right. Not Fletch. Not Fletch.
Not Fletch. That would be my first choice, Fletch.
Right. Or my nickname, which I kind of rebuke to this day, but still, like, I would have accepted any of that. But he went straight with Spank, and I was like, you know what? I ain't even argue with you. I ain't got the energy. Okay, I'll be that.
Spank, okay. Goddamn Spanker. He didn't catch you jacking off or nothing, did he?
No, that wasn't the case.
All right, so, man, we're here to talk about, to do an album review. First of all, do we still call them album reviews or are they project reviews now?
It's definitely an album review. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. An album review of the latest Adam Calhoun joint, Pressure.
A-Cal. Yes.
A-Cal.
Yes.
Adam Calhoun. Pressure. Just dropped. It's actually been out now, probably going on. It hasn't been a full week, but it's just dropped. So we're here to talk about it.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start off, and we're gonna go down the tracks, and we both can give our opinions of the tracks. I don't actually have a production list. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up as we go. So track number 1 was called Tree Tower.
I like that.
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm always all about how records are synced.
Right.
I always think that you should definitely that first record definitely got to snatch the people. So
that's our expertise. Like how we've been dealing with hip hop. We know how to do a track list. And it's an art form. You can't, some random motherfucker cannot just throw together 10 songs and say, hey, that's it. Just put them in alphabetical order. We don't care. No, there's an art to this. There's a science to how you're supposed to start off, how it's supposed to plateau, how you keep your rhythm, how you keep all of that. Like, that's an art. And in this album, somebody lost the art form. That is what I want to throw out right now, because it did not start and keep going up. It's peaked from the top and went down and then went back up with Pressure, in my opinion. But we could go as you do the track list, you'll see what I'm talking about.
No. You know what? But I'll give you that, and then we'll come back and say that at the end. But
okay,
the album started out perfect. Tree Tower. First and foremost, I am a Southern boy. I am from Griffin, Georgia, and I do know what the hell a tree tower is.
Right.
I don't, for all the newcomers, I got my cup. For all my newcomers to country rap music, you might be like, what the hell is a tree tower? And I actually thought it was dope. Part of the hook was new chain swing, like a tree tie.
Right.
I thought that was dope, because if you think about that, all I could see was myself swinging in my tree tower that Jimmy Lee made for me.
Right.
And I thought the beat was so hard. The bass line was stupid.
Right.
So
Right.
Three Tire started off perfect. Track number 2 was Riding Shotgun. For me, Riding Shotgun had like an early 2000s East Coast beat. And then it had like a weird little wannabe reggaeton kind of hook. It worked.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't sure if the person who done the hook started out doing reggaeton and forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe realize, well, maybe I don't really sound good doing a reggaeton type hook, but I can feel the vibe. But Riding Shotgun definitely gave me an early 2000s East Coast vibe when I listened to it.
Yeah, okay, I agree with all that. I think the whole album gave me that vibe, but that's a whole album critique. Tree Tire, going from Tree Tire to Riding Shotgun, it was like 2 different eras.
Yes.
Which is what confused me because I didn't know we were going to go back down or go to that age. But I didn't get the reggaeton vibe though. But I did get I got the early 2000s vibe, and I felt a little bit on the West Coast.
You know, maybe it wasn't reggaeton. Maybe it was just so different that
it was definitely a contrast from Tree Tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like being on one side of the coin. Like Tree Tires on this side and Riding Shotguns on this side. Both are good records. I just wasn't expecting it, and I didn't expect the rhythm of the album to go that way. And that's just me and my critique. I didn't hate the record. I'll say that. I did think we'll finish the overall at the end. Keep going.
All right, then he followed it up with a joint called Small Town, which I really, really liked. I love this line when he said, "We don't drive by, we walk up."
Right.
So
yeah, Adam's the type who probably slap you in front of your mama. Like he ain't that type. Like he about that life. But I about this record, he told a good story, and I could see the visuals in it, and I was impressed. And I probably would have let the album off with this, just so I can get the visuals of it, just so he can show like, okay, I'm not just about spitting. I could tell stories too, like these old rappers of old that I used to listen to, and can give you a good visual depiction. I can do that. So that was, out of the 3 so far, we've heard 3 different styles coming from Adam.
all right.
And all of them were a good representation of him and his versatility.
All right, now with Small Town, like I said, I really like that line. We don't do drive-bys, we walk up.
Right.
This song, well, like every song, and I'm not mad at this. But in every single song, Adam reminded me that he was white. And I didn't know. In Small Town, by the time Small Town hit, I definitely was like, okay, I get it. You're white. You're rapping about white boy living. That's cool. I ain't mad at you. This is country rap. But country rap doesn't have to be about you being white, because he has a line in here in the hook that I relate to. It was like, meet me at the gas station of the Walmart. Being from Griffin, Georgia, when we wanted to meet up, man,
Yeah.
meet me at the Walmart or meet me at one of the gas stations. So I definitely get it. You're white, you're proud. I'm whoop whoop, I'm for it. But by the 3rd song, I was like, okay, how many times are you going to remind me that you're white? But I'm sure there are rappers, there are people who listen to hip hop who say, well, how many times is your niggas gonna be your niggas? So I get it. It's like reverse. But on Small Town, it was definitely all about white boy living, being from a small town. And it was the only song, well, one of 2 songs that made me think country rap. But the beat did not say country rap. It's just the concept said country rap.
Okay. I didn't realize the white boy thing until you said it. And now I'm remembering the other songs, and he probably did mention it in every song, if not most of them. I don't know. I gotta dwell. I'm gonna think about that one as we continue to review, because I'm pretty sure that he did it for a reason.
All right. All right. So then he came up with track number 4. It's called California. That song I really dug. He kind of got into some of the blowback he got from the record he released a while back, Racist.
Racism, something racist. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he actually talked about people feeling like he's a racist because of the song Racism.
Right.
And so he talked a little bit about the blowback he got from that song. I really didn't understand why the song was called California, and I did.
Me either.
And I did get that vibe throughout the whole album.
Right.
Most of these songs had nothing to do. The title and the hook didn't mix. Riding Shotgun, it did. Small Town, it did. Tree Tower did. But from California, I was like, why did he call this song California? I didn't get that. But I thought it was a dope record. Still gave me the same feel. I got the same feel for the entire album.
Okay. And that would be something that I would bring up at the end to remind me about that, because I don't think the album should have been called Pressure.
Okay. All right. Now, song number 5. And a lot of people in hip hop and music feel like your best cuts should be number 1, number 5, or number 7. That's always been like a tradition. If you look back through the history of a lot of albums, the singles were 1, 5, or 7. The strongest song to me, or my favorite song on this Pressure album, is song number 5, and it's called 4 Wheel Low. I love 4 Wheel Low. Now, I know country rap artists, they don't make records with singles in mind.
No, absolutely not.
But if Adam had a single in mind, or if Adam had a song that he felt like, I want to spend money pushing this record and maybe I could receive mainstream success, which I don't think he cares about that. But if a label stepped in to work a record, I think 4 Wheel Low will be it. I think that's a smash.
I wouldn't give it a smash. It's a good record, but well, that's again that gives us an issue. What station are you going to hear 4 Wheel Low on? Is it going on a country station? It's going on a rap station. This is the forever dilemma that you're going to get with country rap. Like, because it is such a hybrid, where are we going to hear it? Turbine ain't going to play 4 Wheel Low.
Turbine would play 4 Wheel Low.
Yeah, after midnight, maybe. It won't be in heavy rotation.
I think
it would be in. I don't think it won't be competing with Migos and Lil Uzi Vert. Then you playing Adam Calhoun, like, they ain't finna hear that, fam. This ain't. I don't even think that was the best record on the album, first of all. But I think it was a good record. It was a good visual, because the video was decent. I just don't think that song would be a good representation of how country rap should be depicted on urban and or Turbine radio, even country radio. Like, I think that wouldn't be a good mix. But I like the record. I don't have the sentiment that you have about the record, but I like the record.
I could listen to that record on repeat all day. Like I said, I think it was a hit record. It definitely had that Southern club beat bang in it. And I'm sorry, my favorite line is, he say, I'm a donkey in this bitch, got my honkies in this bitch.
Exhibit A, why it will never be on Turbine. That was a good line. Because I give it when I heard it. I said, all right, cool. Represent, y'all. Represent.
I'm a donkey. I just can see him. I'm a donkey in this bitch. Got my honkies in this bitch. Yes, sir. Now, on that record, because to me, that was almost a perfect record, I think he struggled on the 3rd verse. And I think it should have been a 2-verse record. I think it should have been, if you go back and listen to it, on the 3rd verse, it's like the last 4 bars. And this is probably going to be the stuff that separates us from other people who talk about country rap music. On like the last 4 bars, it's almost like he loses the beat. To me, if you go back and listen to it, listen to verse 1, listen to verse 2, listen to verse 3, and there's a point in verse 3 where you might feel like he should have stopped, or the record would have been just as successful with 2 verses. He kind of gets off track. It's almost like the beat gets away from him on the third verse. But to me, that is by far the standout cut to me. Song number 6, which was actually the first video that he put out when he started to promote this album, was Larry Bird. I liked Larry Bird because he started off with a basically he's doing comparisons of hip hop and white basketball players.
This is your single. If this was going to be on any station and a white boy is rapping and representing the genre, Larry Bird would have been it. Because then it would have been a perfect way to say, hey, this white dude's rapping. There's a whole fucking genre over here that's rapping that y'all don't know about. Y'all need to go pay attention. He could get played with this record. And he will get respected. And it will bring respect and good eyes to the entire subgenre. I loved Larry Bird. I thought that was probably should have been the single. And I don't know what number it was on the track list, but I felt, okay, well, I'll probably, 6 is good. 6 is a good number. All right, yeah. But I love this song.
I definitely love the metaphoric value of comparing his journey to white boys in basketball.
Yes.
I think he mentioned Stockton. If he didn't mention Stockton, he definitely mentioned several white basketball players. I thought that was very, very creative. It definitely showed his hip hop background.
Yes, and his skill as a lyricist.
Yeah.
And them titties in the video. Do you see the video?
Yeah.
Oh, fam. I had to watch it twice because I was like, okay, get out the way, Adam. Let me see what's back here. You know, I was just look around. But yeah, the video had a little bit of creativity to it too. Even though it was just white screen and him and the chick, but it was still entertaining. I liked it.
Do you think
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other people that did the same thing that I did. Like, yeah, let me go back and.
Do you think it would have been dope if he had Larry Bird sitting on the throne in there? I'm sure you could have got.
Yeah, that would have been dope. He's still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Larry Bird the greatest white rapper though? I mean, white basketball player though? Ever?
It depends on who you ask, because a lot of people will say that the guy who's the NBA logo. I can't think of
West. Jerry West.
Like, how can you not be the best when you're the logo?
I got you.
But a lot of people would definitely probably argue Larry Bird was probably definitely the greatest scorer of all time. I don't think that, I don't know, some people might say Dirk. It kind of depends on your generation.
I got you. Well, he is of growing up watching Bird generation, so I understand that. I get it.
Even in that one, in the hook, white boys going nuts. So that was part of the Larry Bird hook. All right, song number 7, and we're moving right along because we only got 3 songs left. Hate Yourself.
This one made me feel. I felt a little certain way about that one now, fam.
Go ahead.
Way about that. That one, I get it. I understand his perspective, but I don't think he understands their perspectives. That was the only thing that when I heard this song, I said, fam, you don't get it. But at the same time, I'm like, you can't get it because you ain't them. You're not in that position. You haven't been raised that way. You don't deal with those certain circumstances daily. Like, there isn't so much as a hate yourself. It's more of a, you need to know them too. And that was one I had to listen to it twice. It's like, I know he didn't say what the fuck I think he just said, but then I understood from his point of view. Because his point of view, just like most people that don't understand the broad piece, they're in this pocket and they don't want to understand what's outside of that pocket because it's a different line of thinking, and it makes you be apathetic or empathetic to someone else. And I'm not saying he's being an asshole by not doing that. I think it's just he's content with where he is and what he think he knows, but he doesn't. This is just about the worldviews that's in this song. There's none of the other stuff lyrically or nothing. But I think I've met Adam, and I know he's not an asshole. I know he's not a racist. But I think he probably should have more people that are diverse around him, and then he wouldn't make songs like this that are somewhat insensitive.
Yeah, because in my notes I had basically he basically was stressing his views about Black Lives Matter.
Right, right. That was one of the topics. But and it hurts me because I mean, Adam's a good dude, but I'm like, bruh, like this is that battle we had in the other video. We was talking about if you think in a certain way, we can't be cool, you know. But I don't want to think that way about him because I know he's a good dude, you know. And lyrically, I'm trying to respect him as a talent, but I want to like him as a person. And I'm having dilemmas when I keep hearing stuff like this because you don't know me. Like for me, I can't do the hate yourself. I need you to understand my perspective as a African American male in America and where my people have come from. I don't think most people that don't understand Black Lives Matter, and I don't want to get political in this whole review, but you're not getting the big picture. And most of the issues with people in America, we deal with the symptoms and not the ills. And most of the shit with Black Lives Matter is all symptomatic. But go back to the ill. Go back to why we feel like Black lives need to matter. Not so much as y'all saying that all lives matter. Okay, fine. But before all lives can matter, all means everything. You got to make sure that all these other ones are mattering too before all of them matter, whether it's Muslim lives or Japanese lives or Black lives or whoever, that LGBTQ lives, like all of that shit needs to encompass all. And if it ain't encompassed in the all, then all ain't for real. So we need to make sure that before you start talking about what other people not are considering, you might need to be a little bit step backish or just do a little introspect of why am I thinking this way? Because from what I'm looking at, this is how I see it, but that's not exactly what's going on this side. Ask somebody that's of color their perspective of what's going on and how they see it before you start passing judgment on how you see it from your side, because your side is from the inside. And that's just not just about that particular subject. In most shit in life, like before you jump to conclusions about how shit is going on over there, start some dialect, some real dialect, and ask somebody like of that or whoever is experiencing it, what's really going on? Like, give me the real.
And to me, if you're not interested in embodying everything, I say leave it alone. If you're not interested,
Okay.
if you're not interested in talking to people to understand why Black Lives Matter, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Right. Because I think Adam's a dope artist. I think he makes blunders like this. Because he's definitely a person who's infectious and can change perspectives and how people view things in the world. He's at that level. People listen. Right. But I think when you make songs like Hate Yourself, I think you're putting yourself in that pocket to make the people who already don't agree with Black Lives Matter like, hell yeah, we with it. We with you, Adam. And I think with that in itself, there will be people who will listen to Adam Calhoun just for Hate Yourself.
That's sad, man. There
will be people who like Adam feels like I feel because he made 10 songs, but that one song I related to most because I hate Black Lives Matter. And my thing on that, and then I'm gonna leave it alone as well, because I think I don't want to underiterate that Adam is dope as shit. And I think this album would have been dope as shit without Hate Yourself. But
I'm glad it's on there though. Yeah, because it gives a real depiction of him as an artist and how he feels. He definitely expressed himself creatively as enough in the song. He did it enough creatively that I had to go listen to it multiple times and be like, what did he just say? You know, instead of it just being a dialogue or some sort of, you know, interlude on the album, he actually rapped it out, which is creative, but it's still coming from a different perspective, fam. I don't want to put him in that box. I really don't want to, Vic. I really don't want to.
This is my thing. When people talk about Black Lives Matter, and I don't think dog advocates are advocating for cats because they relate to the dogs. And I'm not saying they don't care about the cats, but they relate to the dogs.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I
So,
understand it perfect. That is the whole
so,
thing that we're trying to be dealing with. Yes,
so
I understand it.
I'm not saying you disagree, but I do want people to this from where I stand. Black
But all animals matter, Vic.
all animals do matter. All animals do matter. But I have 4 dogs. So
Right,
I don't
right,
think I would wear a shirt that says cat lives matter. But I would put
right.
on one that say dogs lives matter because I'm feeding these 4 puckers and they're looking at me right now.
But all
Yeah.
animals' lives matter.
But I don't think anyone in the Black Lives Matter movement is saying all lives don't.
That's the point. That is the point.
So
And that's the point that they're missing completely.
it's almost like you're mad that I'm saying Black Lives Matter, but I'm black.
Right,
And if you say white, guess what? I don't think Black Lives Matter is saying we want y'all to stop killing black people and just start killing people of other colors. I don't think nobody feels that way. But
right.
when you're advocating, I'm sure Adam Calhoun feels like country rap lives matter.
Exactly. Good
So
analogy.
don't be mad that these people are just expressing through their loss. They're expressing based on their losses.
Right.
I can't speak on other people's losses, but they're expressing on their loss. And I agree with you. I'm glad it's here because it gives us an introspective of how he feels about it. And as a artist and a creator, he deserves that right.
Absolutely. He did, yeah. And he expressed it well.
And
Absolutely. And with no remorse.
yes,
Might add. Yeah. So definitely
and
respect.
it doesn't make me look at him no different because I like knowing how people feel. I think me and him can have a great relationship. This is just how he feels.
Right.
I would meet him in the back of my mind like, damn, motherfucker made that goddamn hate yourself. No, I'm with it. But I also think if you're willing to make something like this, you should be also be willing to open the dialogue to maybe this is why people feel the way they feel. I don't think no one is upset with you, but I think you also shouldn't be upset with people who are advocating what they believe in. Especially,
Well, he's probably gonna get some pushback from this song. And it's because he's historically been getting other pushback from his post, from the racism song. Like this is just shit as usual for Adam right now, to be honest. And he's probably waiting for the pushback. He probably knows the pushback is coming when he wrote the damn record, to be honest. But I don't think Adam's not the type to back down. So if he did it, he's prepared for the pushback. So he's anticipating whatever he's going to say in rebuttal or whenever the pushback comes. But all of that, he still needs to sit down with someone and understand the other perspectives. It ain't just from, and that, again, that's not just about Adam. It's also about whoever he's sitting down with, because the communication needs to be coming from both sides, and y'all need to understand both sides. And then you need to come up with some sort of middle ground to where you're either going to agree to disagree, or there's going to be some sort of mediation between the two so we can all get along and live happily ever after. Where we're at in society is there is no mediation, and we're screaming at each other, this life matter and this life matter, but there's no middle ground, or there's no even attempt to try to understand the other side, which is why, and that's just not about 2021. That's been America's fucking dilemma since we started importing slaves over here. So it is what it is. I'm glad he made the record. I hope that he would sit down with someone, and I'd be more than happy to. He can get my number from whoever over there, and we can have a real honest dialect about some of his perspectives, because some of them may come off as racist
or insensitive.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't want that for him as an artist, as a person, because I have met the dude and he ain't that. I know racist vibes. Shit, we grew up in the same city. We know it when we see it. We can damn near get it within 10 seconds. Okay, this motherfucker would rather hang me than shake my hand. Like that type of vibe. He ain't that.
Okay.
I can guarantee that.
Song number 8.
Okay.
Bastard. Now, it's funny. I had to listen to Bastard 3 times because This is one of those songs I'm like, bastard. And I listen to the hook, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But the funny thing, when I listen to it, and this is what made me realize, this song made me realize that metaphorically, this dude probably has some, he is definitely in 2021 top 5 metaphors. Because when I listened to it over and over, because I was like, why did he name this song Bastard? Why did he name this song Bastard? Why did he name this song Bastard? He never says the word bastard in the whole damn song. But then I listened to the hook. And the hook was, Mama raised a gangster. Daddy wasn't there.
That is the definition. That is the definition of bastard.
You never hear metaphors in a hook.
Right.
3 times I listened, because I'm listening for, I guess the hip hop in me hook relates to the song title.
Right.
Let me play shit again. I never heard him say bastard. And then I'm like, oh shit, Mama was a gangster, Daddy wasn't there. And also, like, he has a line, he starts the line off, he say, I'm mayonnaise. There we go.
He gonna remind you now. Yeah, that's definitely a theme throughout the album for sure.
That motherfucker say, I'm mayonnaise.
That used to be offensive, by the way. Like for real, you couldn't even call somebody that. But here we are in 2021, and he's proclaiming I'm mayonnaise. That's just him taking the shit back. Like, I respect that. Give him that. I like the song, first of all. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you done?
No, I was done. I'm just laughing.
Okay. Yeah, the song, it was a good story. It was a good way of him expressing, sounds like something, whether he felt it or he was writing it from somebody else's perspective. I felt it. That was another way of him. I don't know if he's studied like Slick Rick or some of these other great storytellers, but he has serious hip hop roots. I don't like the motherfucker's been like studying hip hop, and for somebody to be mayonnaise, it's a little bit uncommon to even in this genre. It is very much uncommon for him to come with that type of lyrical prowess, if you want to call it that. He's studied. I wish a lot more would study. Shit, I wish a lot more would study in this whole genre. But he has been, I don't know how long he's been doing it either. I know how long he's been out, but he's probably studied a little bit longer. But this guy is a student of hip hop, and it shows in the writing.
Yeah, he talks about, I don't know how long he's definitely a child of it, because there are songs where he speaks about being in ciphers and people talking about that white boy can rap. So he definitely has been involved with hip hop, and he didn't grow up on country rap. He probably didn't even grow up on country. I'm sure he was blasting more hip hop than country throughout his life.
Right. Okay.
Funny thing, when I heard that, all I can think of was this movie called Full Metal Jacket back in the day. And the drill sergeant, may he rest in peace, I can't remember his name. He kept calling the guy mayonnaise, mayonnaise. So, but again, it took me 3 times to get why the song was called Bastard. And
okay,
to get me, hey, thumbs up. All right, song number 9, which to me was like a filler song, but it was cool. Definitely one of the songs. It was called Still Breeze. And I listened to it 4 times trying to figure out why did he name the song Still Breeze. And if anybody can get in the comments area and tell me why the hell the song was called Still Breeze, I welcome that. It had a steady beat. To me, it was a song of him bullying white rappers, because all he was talking about, he was bragging and talking about white rappers kind of imitating or mimicking his style and his patterns. So to me, that was just like, I'm finna push all you white rappers around. That was the bully song.
I skipped it. I was 10
Breeze?
seconds in and went, I was 10 seconds in and moved on from that one. I'm sorry.
Still Breeze to me.
I wasn't feeling it.
It was number 9, and by far, to me, the weakest song on it, but it's so buried, it's cool. All right.
Okay.
Last and final song, the title track, Pressure.
Okay.
And I actually thought this was very retrospective because he actually started the song off by saying, "This is the last song. I'm calling this Pressure, and it's the name of the album." He actually gives the date that he was in the studio recording it. I can't remember, which I thought was also dope. And but it was the name of it was Pressure title track, and he starts the song off. And if I had a chance to talk to Adam, I would ask him who. Because one of the first lines, and I'm not quoting, but it was like, every rapper I wanted on this album died.
Died this shit, yeah. I'm like, who the fuck is you talking about?
I'm like, did Adam want to feature from Mo3?
I mean, for real, based on his like lyrical understanding and studying, he may have. I like Mo3 singing more so than I like to rap, but that's something completely different.
Mo3 could have went there.
Yes, for sure.
So, and I'm like,
sure.
I'm like, oh, Adam was going to work with King Von.
Oh, yeah, because they in Chicago. That would have been, first of all, well, I ain't gonna say that. Von lyrically will kill a nigga. Like, this dude was he came with a, and I don't want to jump ship on this, but Von's style was more of a old school, who could, like an MC Ren. Like, I'm finna spit these bars, motherfucker, and you can't do nothing about it. Like, he came with this aggression, and it was all pure. Rest in peace, bro, because that dude, that's sad. But I couldn't see them on the track though, for real. Like, that would have been night and day, really, black and white.
Did Adam want a song? Did Adam want a song with Pop Smoke?
I could see that. I could see that.
So
for sure.
That line I want, again, y'all get in the comments area. Was Adam talking about some independent rappers that he knew that he wanted to feature? Who are the dead rappers that died that Adam wanted on Pressure? I just want to know that. And to me, as a lyricist, you done your damn job, because you ended this record with us really talking about the fact that lyrically you made us wonder. Because never in the history of this music, rap, have someone said a line like this, and I'm like, who is he talking about? We do that all the times if it's a this.
Yeah.
But he started off, every rapper I wanted on this album died this year.
Well, he might not have only wanted but one rapper. And in logic, I would probably say King Von, because it's Chicago.
But
and he's in Chicago.
The dope part about it, there are no features.
Right.
Which means he only wanted one feature and that person died. That was dope. He also on this record talked about being in jail. He had a line. He talked about being in jail, and he had a line. Like, and I think Adam is a kind of a hip hop troll, because he got a line in there where he talks about he didn't want his people to come visit him anymore. I'm about to beat a CO. I'm about to kill a.
Right.
He said, I'm gonna beat up a CO. I'm gonna kill a cholo.
Right.
Like,
right.
Was he gonna say cholo? Or is he just trolling us?
Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling with him. And then I think the immediate line was like, hold up, I got distracted or some shit like that. Yeah.
That's that hip hop greatness, to make you wonder. He might never gonna say shit.
Right.
But to give us something to talk about. I thought that was dope. I liked him talking about being in jail. And I would like to. I'm sure he has songs where he discusses his situation. He talks about a person only getting a year, and man, I think Pressure ended the album on the highest note possible.
Do you think it should have been the title track though?
I give it. It's cool. It's cool. Now, most of the time we think of, because we come from the hip hop world, we think of the title track being the single.
Yeah, the lead single.
Yes.
But, or if not the lead, the main single. Like, you might throw out a couple fillers and just to keep them keep their attention, and then you hit them in the face with the main one, and then you ride that shit out for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
But this ain't that. This genre don't operate like that. But I liked it. I liked the song. I didn't like it for a title cut. I was entertained by the lyrics though. Can I get my overall now about the whole album?
Last thing
okay.
of Pressure.
Okay.
I thought it was dope that at the end of Pressure, he shout out Ryan Upchurch, Jelly Roll, Struggle Jennings, and Bravo Gator. And he said those 4 people kept him from retiring.
Right.
I thought that was dope that he mentioned 3 of what people consider the top. People definitely consider Church top. They definitely going to put. It's going to always be an argument between Jelly Roll and Church. It depends on what you like. I'm not sure how far people put Struggle Jennings up there, but he's definitely top 5 probably when it comes to popular consensus. And Gator. And I feel like Gator probably the average country rap fan might not know because he's behind the scenes, but he's definitely spearheading Savannah Dexter's career. So to have those influences and to say these 4 people made me keep going, I thought that was dope for him to pay that homage.
Yeah, because in hip hop, there is not a lot of homages. Homages being paid. You got to damn near die to get somebody to say thank you. So yeah, this whole subgenre needs to be the main genre because they're doing more shit over here and it's actually more real content. They telling stories. Like I respect everything that's going on over here in that genre. The song was okay. It wasn't a high of a note that I wanted it to end on. Now, had Tree Tire been the last song, then I would have been mad as fuck because then I'm like, bro, you can't leave me like that. Give me something else. So I get it.
All right. So as a whole, in closing, your thoughts on Adam Calhoun-Pressure.
As a whole, I wanted more, first of all. I wasn't disappointed with what I got, but I did want more. And I wanted more production. I thought some of the mixing and mastering on this was not up to par. And I'm not judging it off of, well, yes, I am. I'm judging it off of regular industry-ready records. I listened to this album in addition to like 4 or 5 other albums at the same time. And his album was lower in frequency and sound. Now, this is just a technical nerd in me because I used to produce. Whoever did the mixing and mastering did not give him the best quality. They gave him a good quality, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't A1, and I don't know who did it, don't care. This is my opinion. And I also think that some of the beats could have been better. Like if like 3 or 4 of those were harder, more 2020 beats, instead of early 20s beats, then he probably could play to this generation and they wouldn't be tripping about buying a CD from a 30-year-old white rapper. But this being Adam and him not giving a shit and him staying to his hip hop roots, I understand that part. But if we're trying to sell records to all generations of all types, there should have been a song or 2 in there that at least captivated this younger age demographic. And that's just me being the record exec that I am. There was not a song in there like the Migos or Lil Uzi or hell, Pop Smoke or King Von. There was not a song in there like that. And all of those beats that you hear from them are hard hitting, heavy bass lines, maybe even heavy on the 808s. Like none of that is what was present on the album on any of the tracks. So I think if he had played around with a little bit more modern production instead of him being, hey, I want the early 2000s, I want the East Coast type, I want the Midwest rapper type beats, like that type of stuff, that's you. I get that. But if we're trying to sell records to everybody, not just those core fans of yours, you're going to have to branch out and do a little bit more diversifying of your production. But overall, I'll still give the album about an 8 if we're doing it on a 1 to 10. I still think the production should have been better, though.
All right.
Should have, not could have, but should have been better.
I give the album a strong 8 too. I think it was a pretty solid project. I'm an Adam Calhoun fan. I can honestly say this was my first full-length Adam Calhoun project I listened to. Even though he's probably 5 or 6 in, I'm just now. I've always listened to the genre, but I listen to songs. But now that we're starting to vlog about it, I'm gonna say this. I would prefer to listen to country rap at this point for the content and the substance. So
For sure.
there will be a lot of artists who I probably would have just listened to 1 or 2 songs that I will be listening to full-length projects now because the subject matter for me and my age demo is hitting more to home than other subject matter. So, I don't even know if when we review albums, because we will review albums, if I want to do a number scale because 8 is very high. And I'm sure.
Well, you don't want to go below 5. It's definitely better than average.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a strong 8. This is something I don't understand and I would like to know. And you being a guy who knows numbers and things like that, I don't understand, like, because I wanted to see who the producers were, and no song listed any production credit. And I was just curious. And I don't know if that's a Spotify thing because Adam's not the first album. I just reviewed an album by artist last week, and there was no production credit. Where it say produced by is just a little like hash mark. So I don't know if that's a Spotify thing. I'm not sure what that is because I've seen artists who do give production credit because I wanted to know who constructed these beats for Adam and who put them in this pocket.
It's not a Spotify thing. That's a registration thing. When we did Fred Oakbang's album with Chose, and you can look on Fredo's album and you can see all of the bylines from the co-writers to the production. All of that is there. I think it may be a thing on this genre. Okay. This genre, they don't have, first of all, they don't have a lot of super producers, so no one really gives a shit about the production. Second, when you're dealing with the songwriters, because some of them have team of writers to come in, like the writers give their contribution, but they don't be appearing on the byline. So the byline is empty. It's just the writer, just the artist there, which is fine because this is what this subgenre does. It's just, it ain't something that we can expect until we start getting those people. Like this person is known as this super duper songwriter. There is no Carrie Hilson of country rap. There's nobody that's writing, or Neo of country rap. There's nobody that's just writing the shit and making hit songs out of it for other people and then turn around and did their own solo career. If it's happening, then they're in the midst of just doing the writing now, and then later they will come back out and then we'll see what they do as they blossom their career. But I don't see that person being there based on my expertise in being in the industry. Gator does his, dabbling in careers here and there, but Gator has always done that. Gator has always been that guy behind the scenes. That's what he does. But I don't see, and I don't know if we'll ever see it. Again, there's until that person comes about, or unless they start structuring things like that, it's not going to happen. We'll continue to see blank bylines, and that'll be it. And I'm sure that these people have their teams, and the teams are taken care of. So as long as people are eating and ain't nobody coming out the woodwork saying, "Hey, such and such fucked me over my beat," then it is what it is at this point. And hopefully that does never happen, because it happens all the time in hip hop. We know that.
Well, I don't even know if it's the genre, because like I said, I reviewed an album last week that wasn't a country rap album, and it didn't have the byline. So maybe it's just a generational thing. Maybe if they bought the beat, they don't feel necessary to give the artist credit. I don't know. I just looked at it from this standpoint because I wanted to hear who put him in that pocket. The last two things I want to say in closing. I do say it's a strong album. I was highly impressed. Number one, I like the fact that he held it down with no features.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I like the fact that, and there were different voices on the hooks, but that I don't consider that a feature if you're not major. If I got my cousin to come say the hook, then whatever. You don't need no credit.
Right.
I also, it leaves this question, and we're probably
Right.
gonna ask this question almost every blog. What is country rap? Because when I listened to this album, I did not think country rap. I think if I gave this album to a consumer and said, hey, listen to this guy, he's a rapper, I don't think they'll come back and say, oh, that was a cool country rapper.
Again, we're gonna have to do that whole episode soon about what is country rap and what isn't. I don't argue with what you just said, because it's definitely not your stereotypical quote unquote country rap album. If I heard it, and if I did not know that he was mayonnaise, then I would think that this was just some dude from the Midwest-ish, and this album was done in 2005, 2006, somewhere around in that time. Had I heard it and did not know who did it, real talk. I don't know. That's a dilemma, because when we looked at the charts, his shit was number 3, right? Number one.
Adam, the week it came out, Adam knocked Eminem off the throne. Eminem had been number 1 for I think 2-3 weeks. Adam knocked him. I'm only talking about the hip hop chart.
We talking about iTunes or hip hop charts?
You said the
right.
chart.
Right. Okay, I got you.
But Adam was number 1. I'm not a chart guy, but he was number 1. I don't know if he still is, but he can have the honor of saying he knocked Eminem off a chart, and a lot of people can't say that.
And here's the kicker. The entire week that he was up there was no talk about it. Who was this other white dude that knocked this white dude off? This other white dude we know about, because he's ours over in hip hop. But this other white dude is in the subgenre, knocked him off. It didn't just knock him off for one day. Like, I think he was up there for at least 4 or 5 days, where he was top 1, 2, or 3, and there was no conversation in hip hop about it. Like, Hip Hop DX didn't cover it. None of these other vlogs or influencers, they said shit about Adam Calhoun has dethroned Eminem. Who is Adam Calhoun? That is the conversation that needs to be starting, but it didn't happen, because here we are on this subgenre blossoming, and we're still trying to understand what exactly country rap is. When I saw it, I was tickled about it, and I was excited for the genre, but I was also mad because I went to go look on other charts or other people that depicted charts. They would skip over the country rap people. Like, that shit ain't real, and that shit pisses me off. So that, again, that's a whole nother conversation we're gonna have to do when we do our other episode about exactly what is country rap.
Well, we got plenty of episodes. We're gonna always have things to talk about. And
for sure,
I'm sure we're gonna do what is country rap quite a few times, because I personally want to do a show where we have a country rap artist and a hip hop artist. I look forward to doing that show.
Oh, that will be fun.
And last thing, going back to Hate Yourself.
Oh, we getting back on that one. We're gonna be 20 more minutes, fam.
No, we're finna kill it.
Okay.
I would love for Adam to come talk to us about it, but maybe he, at this point in our careers of the Country Rap Report, maybe the numbers maybe wouldn't be big enough for his team.
Okay.
But I made a call to get Adam on Expeditiously.
Oh, word?
With T.I.
That ain't gonna happen.
And their response was, they don't think T.I. could control his ego and temper to talk to Adam constructively about their views and their different perspectives.
I've never seen T.I. get belligerent on the podcast.
Because they have not put a person in front of him that would cause him to get belligerent.
Oh, well, this is something that he needs to do then.
Right.
Like I for real, like this is.
No, I agree. I think it takes his podcast. I think as a matter of fact, I'm gonna call again today. I want them to see the no jumper numbers with Ryan. And
Right.
I think Expeditiously already does better numbers than no jumper. And with
Obviously.
Adam, with
Yes.
Adam
Yes.
on the show, it opens Expeditiously up to a whole new fan base.
Yes.
You know what? Adam Calhoun-Pressure album, all streaming platforms. We both agree, and we're gonna talk more about Adam Calhoun later.
All right.
All right, you thumbs up on the album, right?
Definitely got a thumbs up.
All right. Again, good people, this is the Country Rap Report. Y'all make sure y'all check out myself on the Riding Dirty Radio Facebook page Monday through Friday at 6:30. We do a daily song battle called The Duel. And I'm going to tell you, country rap artists do extremely well there. Shout out to Knuckles. Shout out to the Carolina Boys. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to every country rap artist who've had the cojones to spread their mayonnaise.
That's fucked up.
What you got going on?
No, I need to finish my set, man. I'm gonna probably finish that this weekend. And then I'll start making my videos for my YouTube channel. I got a channel. This is Fletcher Bats. For those that's in country rap, you call me Spank. But I'm also known as Chuck Taylors or Nothing. I wear nothing but Chuck Taylors, and I've started my own little lifestyle vlog / campaign. Just find me on Instagram, Chuck Taylors or Nothing. Please give me a follow, and I'll definitely follow back. I would appreciate that.
All right, subscribe, like, comment.
Definitely comment, because we probably missed out on a couple things in here. So the stuff that we did miss out on, put it down in the comments.
All right, if you know who Adam wanted to do a feature with, drop that in the comment box. If you that was another question I asked. If you know the producers of the album, drop that in the comment box. Let us know how you felt about Adam Calhoun's Pressure. All right. This is the Country Rap Report. We'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace.